What's up, Sneaky Nation? Sneaky Pete back with all the news after Week 15 of our Los Angeles Crusaders franchise, where the Crusaders moved to 12-2 on the season. That is very good for us. With only 2 games left, it looks like we have a real shot at having home field advantage all the way up through the Super Bowl. We're going to have to check on the Texans' record so far. We do have the tiebreaker over them. Now, they are still 12-2 as well, so 1 loss by us, and they could quickly replace us there, but things are looking good right now. You know, we have a division game next against the Chiefs. They're really not doing that well this year, but anybody can win those division games, man. There's a lot more blood going into those battles, as the Chiefs are 4-10 right now, though. They definitely have Tremaine Small. You know he wants to get revenge against our team, and we haven't seen him since Week 1. A lot has changed since then. Let's go ahead and do our new game prep up in here, see what we got. 42 hours to work with. That is so much time. We might go ahead and throw some hours into xxSnEaKyPxx here. And we might go back to Jimmy Mosley some this week. You know, we really haven't put a whole lot of points into Mosley lately. And I wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that really he hasn't been stepping up like we saw in his first 2 seasons in the league. Now, he's a 94 overall. You would really kind of expect a lot more from him. But lately, it just hasn't necessarily been there. I don't know the reasons for that. You know, he's still obviously a great player, but he hasn't been the player that he was originally, I should say. There's no point in putting time into Campbell. Like, Campbell's been playing great. I love it, but his development rate is just so low. We will throw some into Sherman. I definitely want to get our secondary ready for the playoffs. That's going to be huge for us, obviously. It's one of the weaker points of this team, and we don't really have a whole lot of weak points, but that's definitely one of them. Now, we have 10 hours left. I might as well go ahead and throw this into Stuart Denny some. Give Denny a little bit more XP, too. So let's do that. We could always get, you know, crisper passes or something like that from him, hopefully. Let's go see what we have to do over here. Any news? What do we got? Any scouting? Stuff like that. Let's check it out. Draft stories. After an incredible season in which he led the conference in rushing, Michigan State running back Junior Mitchell won the Heisman. All right. Oklahoma kicker Frank Patrick steps away from pressure-packed field goals into pressure-packed field position battles. That's interesting. Okay. Be interesting to keep an eye on to him. I don't know what he's going to be doing. We do have 3 big players that we're going to have to re-sign here. Let's go ahead and check out. Now, do we go to manage roster, I'm thinking? Salaries. No, boy, that was some lag. Actually, re-sign players works as well, so that's fine. Alright, so as you see, we have quite a few players here that we are going to need to sign. Obviously, Keyston Mack, huge priority for us. In fact, we're going to have a lot of big players. This was probably the best draft we have had in this franchise, where we picked up Keyston Mack, Jimmy Mosley, and Raynard Ray all in the same season. You know, we definitely need to bring these guys back. There's no doubt about it. And we will do that. Offer him a little bit more. I'm a little concerned about the bonus money. Okay, Keyston Mack signed. It tells you right away on this screen. That's great. Jimmy Mosley, we got to make sure we sign him as well. And again, they care a lot about this now. Boy. Oh, yeah, he wanted 5 years. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Still hasn't been playing great, but he's obviously a good player. He's obviously a player we want to bring back. Offer a little more. Why not? Make sure we get them back. We don't want to have a mess up like we did and losing LeJean Knight. That's definitely something I want to avoid here. So we need to make sure we're offering our guys the money they want so we can bring them back and continue to build this dynasty, hopefully. That would be great. To be called a dynasty, we're going to need to start off by winning a Super Bowl this season. I definitely feel the most comfortable with this team, and we just brought back our 3 most important players here. Now, it might be time to move on from him. Let's see what kind of contract he's looking for here. You know what? That's not a bad contract, to be honest. Our offensive line is straight beasting. We don't have quite as much money there, but I can offer him what he's looking for. We'll see if he's going to take this. I'd be happy bringing him back. You know, with the way our offensive line is, he deserves it, I feel like. xxSnEaKyPxx, I definitely want to bring back. And, you know, that's a pretty cheap contract, I feel like. You know, he's a pretty good player. It's a longer contract than I was hoping to give out, but I might just move this up. I might move that up more and then the salary down a little bit. I don't know. A little bit more longer than I was expecting Okafor to want there. But, you know, obviously he's a starter for us. Kaysen Dobbs, I'm going to hold off on signing right now. Now, you know, he's been playing great for us. I know a lot of guys have been asking to get Kaysen Dobbs back into the lineup, but we're so stacked, man. We have Devin Golden. We have Jesus King, who's been playing really good for us. Down in the goal line situations, we have Chauncey Green. I like Kaysen Dobbs. He really didn't step up last year when we needed him to, and that kind of put a sour taste in my mouth for him a little bit. He's still a great player. He's been playing great in limited action this season, but overall, he's not a huge priority yet. Now, he's still somebody we might bring back. I just don't know yet. Isaac Humphrey, same thing. You know, he's fine. We just have a lot of mediocre outside linebackers other than Khalil Mack. And now, Bola Asante has been doing really well. Outside of those guys, though, we have a whole lot of guys that they're kind of interchangeable to me. So we might end up bringing them back for depth purposes. Both of them back. But for right now, we're going to be okay without them. And then we'll examine it further as we need to. Things are looking good, though. Things are looking good. Let's go ahead and check out our division stats. And I was pretty impressed with Reginald McCoy, and the limited action we saw from him. AFC West, Chaz Jenkins leading the way, 25 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Tremaine Small, who we are about to see at number 2, 29 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. 31 touchdowns, 16 interceptions from Mitch Farrell. And then 25 touchdowns, 22 interceptions for Stuart Denny. You know, we're definitely going to have to rely more on our running attack as we enter the postseason. That's become pretty clear to me. And this is why. 5.6 yards a carry. That's ridiculous. We might go ahead and make that a little bit more difficult again. And I'm cool. Like, you know, to me, Devin Golden's the best running back in the NFL right now. He's been killing it. We have a great offensive line, and it makes sense the fact that he'd have such great numbers. But I would like to add just a tad bit more difficulty there as well. And then we have King, who's fourth here with 4.8 yards a carry. Again, part of the reason why we're definitely not seeing Kaysen Dobbs as much. Now, Dobbs does have 7.6 yards a carry on only 8 carries. Again, doing great in limited action, but overall, I feel pretty comfortable with where we are at. All of our guys are going to be down that list a little bit, as we've come to expect. Passing touchdowns, or receiving touchdowns, Demaryius Thomas with 10, Matthews with 9, Brandon Marshall with 8, Okoye Walls with 7, Jordan Reed with 6, Jawan Sellers 5, Garner 5, Julius Baker 5, Cody Latimer 5, and Chase Cross 5. Who would have thought Baker and Chase Cross would be on that list, man? That's just crazy how well we spread the ball out. Donald Butler leading the way in tackles, Terry Fuller number 2, Raynard Ray at 3, sacks. Who has the sack record now unless somebody else beat it out before? Khalil Mack, a monster season from him. And we pretty much own a lot of that list there. Tyron Sharp for the Chargers at number 7, a rookie there. 5 interceptions for Raheem Ward, 4 for Eric Weddle and Cofield, 3 for quite a few players here, including Raynard Ray, really stepping up his game all over the field this season. He's really started to emerge as a great player. Khalil Mack also with 4 fumbles forced, including 2 fumbles recovered. Touchdowns. 1 for Zeke Hickman, 1 for Raheem Moore, 1 for Deshae Campbell. Safeties, Keegan Gibson blocks, 1 for J.D. Arnold. And that is going to be it for defense. Kicking, whoops, got to go way back over here. Prater obviously leading the way with the most makes. He has 25, 24 for Oscar Samuels, 21 for Gomes, 18 and 19 for Chuck Vaughn. Punting, Sam Martin has the most punts. However, Marquette King leading the way there in terms of yards per punt. 2 kick returns for a touchdown. Rahman Baker and Jamal Fields still the only guys on that list. And then Chase Cross and Jamal Fields in terms of punt returns for a touchdown. We will check out the awards really fast. Very briefly, the weekly awards. We got Wilson for the Giants, 31 of 45, 3 touchdowns, 354 yards. Alec Ogletree, 10 tackles, 3 sacks for him. Fuller, the guy that we just saw, second-year player, middle linebacker for the Broncos with 10 tackles and an interception. And Andy Dalton, 45 of 62, 538 yards. My goodness, and 4 touchdowns. Monster game from him. And then we'll briefly check out the MVP list here as well. We got Kaepernick taking over that number 1 spot. Andy Dalton, number 2. DeJon Galvin, 3. Derek Carr, 4. Brian Vasquez, 5. AJ McCarron, 6. Johnny Manziel, 7. Blake Bortles 8, Stuart Denny 9, and Mitch Farrell 10. Guys, that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please smash that like button. It really does help me out quite a bit, and I will see you guys in Week 16 as we take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Later.